readings. I also read your pets. I also read past lives. I even do your pet's past lives. And what I do is a really cool thing where if you send me a photo of your pet, I can talk to your pet and your pet reads you. I also do dream interpretation as well, which is actually something that's ancestral for me. We've been interpreting dreams in my culture for thousands of years, and we're pretty good at it because all dreams are obviously predictive. So, yeah, email me at beyondlife2018. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I do. I can read photos, I can read objects. I I do your dreams. I can explain to you why things are happening. Honestly, anything you need in the fields of the psychic and paranormal sciences, I am your person, especially if it's people in comas. I've even read people in comas. So, I'm the Swiss Army psychic. So, well, Swiss Army psychic scientist, not the Swiss Army psychic. Hi guys, sorry I forgot to say in regards to see the difference. Mwah. Oh my god. Did you see that bloody video? Oh my god. Do you know the freaky thing about that video? That was just before I had my trip into the underworld. I said to my sons, by the look on my face, it looks like I'd just come out of it. I didn't realise how unhappy I was until I saw it written all over my face. I had been trying to convince myself that I was happy, and clearly you can see I wasn't, because I was still married. I was still doing what I thought I loved, for who I thought I loved. And it turned out none of it was real. So, my trip into the underworld really saved my life. My son said to me I looked 60. I didn't realise how far I'd come until I had to look back. I was showing my boys videos of them, photos of them when they were little, because it's my baby's birthday tomorrow. My little boy's turning into a man. I'm devastated. I think I might need therapy. My youngest came in and told me today that he was cooking himself an egg, and I didn't even know he'd learned how, because I mother my children within an inch of their life, and I fell on the bed and just cried for about 4 hours. I couldn't believe that my baby was cooking, and I was like, I thought you needed me. That's why I've been talking to him like that all day. He said, well, I thought you want me to take care of you. He said, because if I learn to take care of me, I can take care of you. And I said, yeah, but not until you move out. He said, well, when's that going to happen? I said, when you're 35. I'm not ready for... Oh, my God. When that video was taken, they were still little. They still needed their mama. Now my oldest won't even let me hug him. I'm the only mother that has to bribe their children with food in order to get hugs in my room. I feed them to stay because I just want to hug them because they're growing up too fast. Oh, it goes by so fast. It seems like all of that happened 1,000 years ago. I can't believe how much I've changed. I look back on everything I've learned in the course of that time, and it's been absolutely the greatest lesson of my life. If I had to go back and do it all again tomorrow, I would. Because I wouldn't change what I am now for anything in the world. I've gained so much. In exchange for losing so little. So I'm waiting for my buffalo now. He's going to help me get the rest of the way. I've been looking over the course of my life as I get ready to set sail for America because she's calling me home. I need to go and protect her soils because she's ready to start being healed. And that's what I'm there for. Me and my girls. And we're going to build the alchemist cabin and my dragonarium and my North Star Studios, and we're going to change the frequency of the gravity and the antimatter of the universe and raise the vibration and help us all get out of here. The universe has had enough of the planet living in the dark side of the vibration, and now it's time that we raised the vibration and started living on the light side, because we're in a lot of trouble at the moment. And I've been doing all that I can to warn everyone the sky is falling, and now people are starting to realise, oh crap, she's right. But it's okay, because I also know how to fix it. My ancestors have worked hard across many continents to create the pain in the ass you see before you now. But I promise it's all for good. I saw photos on my phone when I was showing my boys of my son's 7th birthday when we went to Birmingham, and we were showing them where we got married and how, it all began when I felt like I'd been struck by lightning. And I started having those gravity issues and feeling like all my organs were slamming up to the roof and then down to the ground. It must have looked like I was dead. But I was perfectly conscious and well aware of everything that was going on. I could feel my organs slamming up to the top of the top of my head. It was so painful. It was so hard to breathe. I had to try and breathe sort of as it felt like my organs were rising up. It was just, I was perfectly aware of the fact that I couldn't move, but I was perfectly conscious in my head and aware of everything that was going on. I could hear the boys talking. I could hear the radio playing. I could even sing along to the song on the radio, but I just couldn't physically move. And then I could see outside the car, and then I stepped inside my ex-husband's body. When everything settled down later on, I was able to tell him, all that it felt like and what he was thinking. And that was in the 9th and 10th of January 2016. It was just after that I started teaching. And then that's when quantum magnetics sort of started kicking off, and then I had my ascension and had my little trip into the underworld and stepped into my Wick abilities and kind of morphosized into me. I needed to be someone better than who I was, because the life that I was living was clearly killing me, because that video was taken 2 months before I had my trip into the underworld, and it really does look like I had just come out of it. I honestly thought at the time I took that video that I was happy. I thought I was about to live the dream life with the dream man, dream students, dream job, dream career. And it turned out they all decided that it wasn't a life that they wanted to be a part of, and they chose to leave, and that's fine. My only objection to the whole situation is the fact that one of my students, who is in the United States Air Force, used military equipment in Germany, where she was stationed, at the army base next door to the Air Force base that she was stationed in, to hack into my phone. I've been gang stalked. My PayPal was hacked. One of my former students, my ex-husband, and some of his friends and that made attempts to access my PayPal and make false claims against purchases that I've made so that they could gain access to my account. And then my ex-husband's car got broken into. They stole the camera, and then a few weeks later the house started getting egged. But they didn't realise that we had cameras on the inside of the house as well. So, my Instagram has been hacked, my WhatsApp. When she rang my phone from the airbase in Germany, the army airbase in Germany, it played my voice back. I've got a screenshot on my Instagram of the phone number, because she's a telecom. She works in telecoms, but she's that dumb. This is what's protecting you, America. That's supposed to be protecting the president. And she was so dumb at her job in telecommunications, after she had clearance from the Secret Service to have that job, she was dumb enough to hack into my phone and leave the phone number. I've got a screenshot of it, and I've tried to contact the Air Force several times, probably 9-10 times. And nobody said a word, and I think that's unacceptable for a military. My father, Sergeant Major George Edward Patrick Callaghan, was in the army for 34 years, and quite frankly, as a proud daughter of a man who gave his entire life to serve his country, I think the American Air Force should be ashamed of themselves, because that's what they're allowing to protect and defend their country. And I have done a better job using my gift, as you can see from my page, because I've been using my gift through my codes to protect America from people like her, who think she has the right to come in and destroy people's lives because she can't stand the fact that she knows that I'm better. I don't care that she took my husband. Like, if he was that easy to go, he's welcome to her. Like, they mazel tov. Because quite frankly, compared to how I look now, I'd say she did me a favour. They all did. Rhea Brown, Nikki, Barney, Mustafi, Beth, Noonan, Bothright, Courtney Doak, the abuser. He's not a man, I'm afraid. The thing is, men don't sit around with women like that. It's not normal. A man's supposed to be like chopping wood and washing the car and smacking his wife on the ass, and only having eyes for her. And God needed someone better to protect the woman that he'd sent here to save his country. And so he brought in the devils, and he was easily led away. But I knew it was coming, so, it was fine. Once it happened, I just rolled my sleeves up and put my head down and built an empire. And it's serving me well, because now I have the most incredible people in my life. My some of my students stayed, and they are now changing their lives and prepared to give up their jobs and leave their states and their countries in order to stand by my side and help me protect and defend the children of America and anybody else who needs it. It's an honour and a privilege to serve them. It's my job to serve them, you know. So I want to be a leader worthy of their follow. So when we get to America, we're going to make my shows that I love so much, that I have been using to tune my gift in since I started realising that I've been able to do this stuff since I started interpreting dreams for people on Yahoo. There was someone in particular that I just started interpreting the dreams of, where I realised I was seeing the visions of them in my head. And that was the start of me time jumping. So it was in 2012, and for fun, I just started trawling Yahoo at people's dreams, and I started interpreting people's dreams. They were putting up what they, can anyone tell me what this dream means, sort of thing, and I was answering them. And I answered this one. I remember his name was Vampire something Vampire, and his dream fascinated me because he was doing yoga. I'll never forget the dream, because he was doing yoga standing in front of a huge window, and the room was white, pure white, and he was doing yoga naked. And I said to him, "You're on the start of an ascension," because the window was huge and he was just standing in pure white light, and he was butt naked. It just absolutely fascinated me. And he had a name called Vampire or something. I thought, like, that intrigued me, because it's like, how can this man of light have such a dark name? It was like, because, I'm a Scorpio, so I get that, I'm half light, I'm half dark as well. I rule birth, sex, the occult, death, so and I was seeing it in my head as I'm reading what he's writing. I'm actually seeing it in my head, like I could walk around it. I'm walking around it now. I can tell you exactly what it looked like, because he was talking about the billowing curtains. Yeah. He ended up being my best friend for 10 years. I still remember a lot of his dreams because I saw them in my head. It was like he created movies in my head just by how he typed. And it became quantum magnetics. It became everything that quantum magnetics is. It was me realizing that I was able to access the creation frequency, which exists outside the head, because the subconscious and conscious mind exist as frequencies that swirl around the head, that they don't live inside the brain. Your mind, your subconscious mind and your conscious mind swirl like a vortex of energy around your head. And if you were to look up close, they'd look like little pixels, just like the universe, because it's like little biometric radio frequency that send out signals. And each little dot is like a thought and a memory, and from a past life, and like all through your genetic bloodline, like a frequency that goes up out into the universe. And all of that energy combined is like octopus legs. just of pure, like telephone wires. I call it God's phone. Sometimes I get calls from celebrities and stuff, as you do, dead ones, so I just can't believe how much the Ascension saved my life. Looking back then, I just can't believe that was me. I want nothing to do with who that person was. I had my memory wiped after I went through the Lionsgate portal. I only remember the bits of my life that led me to this point. Because I had to be able to lighten the load so that I could access the frequency for everybody else. So that when I step out to be able to do what I do in order to help heal America and save the world and raise the vibration of the universe, I'm making room for everybody else so that I can help them when they come to me when I go to places that require my assistance. And that video that you see is me training myself to speak in front of the camera to talk about my gifts, because I knew that I was going to have to get a channel at some point in order to make my shows to present my abilities to the world so that I could earn my right to enter America properly. I want to earn my way in. I want to be someone worthy of getting my visa. So that video was me learning to talk in front of the camera, and I had like various little channels and that I kept putting them up, but I kept losing the courage and deleting them because I wasn't happy with how I was presenting myself, because I looked terrible. I was, losing weight and that, so I was going through this metamorphosis and I just didn't have the confidence. But I was running out of time and I wasted so many years on drama from my past and all that, and I should have gotten here a lot sooner than I did, but better late now than never. Better now than never. Sorry. It's because I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm not used to being in the frequency of reality. Like I'm used to being in the creation frequency because I'm in manifestation mode, and I'm forward projecting, like I'm full steam ahead, sort of charging towards the end goal of my manifestation. So I'm in the frequency, and it takes a lot for me to have to do physical activity things now. Because I'm away with the fairies creating magic so that I can build the alchemist cavern to earn the money to build the dragonarium in North Star and get these children away from that border and give them a home. So, and then I can get North Star Studios underway. And my goal is to put one in every country in the world. And I got to work on my products and start making my shows. Oh my God, my historical grief investigations and my mysteries inside histories are totally responsible for helping me fine-tune my gift. I realised I started generating energy in order to be able to have my manifestations alchemize into reality. Was in the old house. I've got videos of the swirls of energy starting to gather. You can actually see them gathering towards me. That's how you know they're not orbs, because orbs don't gather. Magnetically they don't pull into you. It's because I was starting to generate energy in order to build up enough of the frequency to manifest my wish into reality, to get to America, to be with my man and build my empire and have my daughter. It's just the code's changed, and Eagle became Buffalo because he'd taken me as far as he could go, so it is what it is. And they've got their lives and I've got mine. Rocio needs to be stopped. She is not someone who should be protecting and defending America or Puerto Rico. Her father's in the army, and I think if he found out what she had been doing, he would be very ashamed. I know my dad would. My dad would not be happy at all. So, as you can see, my Ascension Sciences work. Because, look at me. I'm nothing like the person I used to be. I don't even talk the same. I've got some glitches to work out still. It's just because I'm not supposed to be down here. I'm having to be hyper vigilant at the moment because I'm under constant cyber attack and, the gang stalking and that. So I'm having to watch my perimeter. So I'm having to be down here and I keep having glitches. That's why I've started making spelling mistakes and stuttering in that, because in order for me to manifest properly, I need everything to be perfectly in sync. And because I can't do maths and I'm dealing with theoretical physics and, quantum mechanics and that, I have to do it through writing and language, and because I can't do maths, so I do it through frequency and sensors and all that. I tune myself into the frequency of the creation of all life in the universe in order to get the answers that I need, because I can't do maths, so I had to do it the easy way. Physics for dummies, the creation frequency and quantum magnetics. So it fine-tuned my gift. These, going to these historical grief places and, solving these crimes and that, it helped me fine-tune my gift. Which I was then able to use to protect and defend myself and my home and my family, because the devil always goes for the mind first and then he goes for the body. And my devil wasn't allowed to have either. So the children were helping me fine-tune the rest, while the gods and ancestors watch over me while I trained. And it created the gift that I have now been able to use to make these predictions in order to prepare America for what was coming. And you need to know that if ever you doubt that things are not going to get better, that things are never going to be how they were, I'm here to assure you that it will. My predictions haven't been wrong yet. I haven't let you down once. I have been protecting and defending America from people like Rocio, Nunez, and my former students who claim to be people of the light. You can always tell the fakes, the fake representatives of spirit and God and the light, because they show off. See, all my stuff is educational. Theirs is all about the money, about the show, about the flash. That's how you know it's not real, because nobody of the light does it for the money. Nobody wears the money that they make on their body or through their advertising, because the people who do it from a genuine place know that every cent that we make has come from the suffering from somebody else. So to flash the cash is like wearing a dead person's skin, basically, because somebody died in order for you to have what it is that you're wearing. Or somebody was suffering when they came to you for guidance, and you're wearing that like a badge of honour. You're wearing their pain and their suffering like a badge of honour, like it means nothing to you. And I find that offensive, and as the gatekeeper, I'm here to stop things like that. And that's why the students from my past didn't like me, because they knew that they could never join me where I was going. So if they couldn't join me, they were going to try and stop me, and they failed miserably, because the more they pushed me, the more they forced me to use my gift, the better they upped the game, the stronger my gift became, and then I just became supernatural. I literally turned into the quantum menace. I literally turned into a superhero. It's all on my Instagrams, and I've been documenting everything. I've been recording everything, as a teaching tool, because I knew that I was having to make way for my memory and that, so I was recording everything so that I could remember it, leaving like little paper trails for myself. Because I was supposed to have Buffalo by now. My ex was supposed to be my protector, but he got removed because he failed the test that his ancestors gave him, and he wasn't allowed to be on the good side of the Bible, So that responsibility was handed over to my Buffalo, and I don't know who he is, and I don't know where he is, but I feel him with me every minute of every day. I just know that his bloodline is somewhere from Peru up to Chihuahua, Mexico. He was supposed to be in my life by now, but I'm fully prepared for the fact that I'll have to do it on my own, and that's fine. He'll get here eventually. In the meantime, tally forth. If you are going through an ascension, make the right choice. Choose you. Save you. Because I promise you, what you get out of it in the end is absolutely worth taking the loss for. Because when you have to look back at what it is you came from, it's going to scare the shit out of you and make you glad that you ran. So I even found an old friend of mine and had a reconciliation with God, who's been performing little miracles for me every day since. I can honestly say I've never been happier, because I'm finally free. And it feels incredible. It's like my past has no hold over me anymore, and all I can see is light. And I'm going to spread that light, and I'm going to get to America, and I'm going to get to those kids, and I'm going to make my shows, and I'm going to raise the vibration and spread my word and build my store and gather the masses and start looking after my Indigenous peoples all over the world and get them to help us heal this universe of ours, because it is suffering, it is in pain, and it is screaming out for help. And I seem to be the only one that can still hear her cry. And her baby grandmother Earth is responding to the pain as a result. A child knows a mother's pain. And it kills a mother to know that. That's why when my son came to me when he was 6, and he said to me, when I grow up, I want to be a surgeon. And I said, you do? And he said, yeah, because then I can fix your tummy and you can come to the park with me and my brother. And then I realised that I was just going to eat myself to death, and that day was probably never going to come. So I decided that day to live for my children. And they've been saving my life ever since. Because my beautiful little boy chose that day to be a mouthy arsehole like his mother. Yeah, but he's a Capricorn, so you know we're going to do it, Satan. And I am the goddess of the underworld, so... Oh, God. No, so... And now I get to be a brand new woman with a brand new body. I don't even remember what it was like to have sex, because my memory's been wiped. So I am the perfect woman for the perfect man out there. Our ancestors have made sure of that. And I know that I'm the love that he deserves, because what loved him before didn't deserve it. It wasn't love. It was a moment of madness. That's the insane thing. I've never met this man, but I know everything about his life. We have arguments in my head. Because I'm like, come on. He's, oh, we've got to get this done. It's like, oh my God. Like, I swear I've got bigger balls than that man. It's just I wear mine on my chest. I've been told I'm going to hear his voice before I see him. So my best friend and I think maybe I'm going to meet him like in a supermarket or something. And I might like hear him talking on a phone or walking down the street. Like apparently I'll respond to his voice. And then he's going to protect my perimeter, you know, while I go out there and force myself on America to like me so they can let me get a visa. Because I want to do it standing on my own 2 feet. I don't ever want a man to be the reason why I get to stay in a country, especially America. I want to do it standing on my own 2 feet. It's just I want him standing beside me when I do it. That's all. Then we can have my daughter Elena Arama Rosie. And then she's going to save the world. She's going to know what to do without having to do any of this stuff that I've had to do. She won't have to go through any of it. She'll have none of that. It won't be hard for her at all. I sacrificed what I had to sacrifice for her because she's going to be worth it. Because she's going to be the highest vibration there is. She's going to know exactly what to do. Because mine and Buffalo's bloodline have made sure of that. I feel him around me all the time. And I know that when I hear his voice, that frequency, or like type it, like our email, I need his frequency. Like once I get that, when it's in his head and it comes out of his body as like vocal or typing, once I get that frequency, I'll know straight away that it's him. And whatever it is that we are, we get to pass that on to her. So I know everything about him. I know that I am the last thing he thinks about when he goes to bed and the first thing he thinks about when he wakes up. And I make him sing to songs in the car. And he doesn't realise it. I'm the reason why he taps his foot. So, yeah, doing it for love. He's home to me. I know. As soon as I feel that frequency, he's going to feel like home. I've been following that frequency since I was 7 years old. I'll never forget that dream of him standing by the window. Anyway, I've got to thank my past for giving me life and for giving me the powers to bring you all down. You should have passed the morality test. And now you're just going to be known for people who tried to stop the woman who was put here to help save the world. One generation at a time. Because nobody who claims to be of the light would dare try and stop a woman from saving children who have been thrown over the borders of America like they're disposable trash or food for the wild animals. So, swings and roundabouts. Yeah, I mean, that video, would you go back? No, that's what I thought happy was. I said to my sons, you can tell by the look on my face. I knew I wasn't happy. It's like I was trying to convince myself through the lens of that camera that I was happy while I was trying to get over my fear of talking in front of the camera so that I could make these shows and raise awareness about the difference between the paranormal and the supernatural, i.e. what I've just come from to what I am now, to the life I have now. That's the difference between the paranormal and the supernatural, what I was, what I am. Making these shows and raising awareness and raising the vibration with my girls, Michelle and Elise, who are giving up everything to serve God by my side and, teach people a thing or two and start mending some broken hearts. That's what God needs me to do, And then when people are not hurting anymore and they're no longer afraid, then we get to take us all to the light, you know, and then we can save this beautiful universe of ours, because she created us and she needs to keep continuing to do so, because we're not done yet. We've got to get through those wormholes. You should see what's on the other side. It's nothing short of magical. It's like a magic carpet ride of unimaginable beauty and bounty. So that's my daughter's responsibility. So for now, I'm going to get my ass to America, and I'm going to find my buffalo, and I'm going to, you know, start looking for my homestead with my fire pit to have with my have my friends and family around, and make my shows and run my store, build my dragonarium, love me some kids, build my studios, and start getting it all around the rest of the world so that we can do the same for everybody else. So I'm going to go and know that I love you all, and do not be afraid, because we are now at the tipping point. We're at the precipice now. The light shall extinguish the dark. See, I'm going ahead of myself again. I need to learn to slow it down. Once I have buffalo, I won't need to worry about this sort of stuff, and you watch how easily my speech flows. The way I write and that, it'll change, because I'll be allowed to just be up in my head. He's going to take care of everything else. He protects the body. I protect everything else. So good night, guys, and know that I love you, and please don't be afraid. And to all the indigenous peoples of the world, I'm coming for you, because we're the only ones that can do it. We're the only ones that still know how to talk to her, and she's screaming out for our help now. So I'm coming for you. So get ready, and I love you all, and take care. Mwah. See the difference? Mwah.